Hello, welcome along to episode 247 of Adventures in Pop. My name is Simon Jacobs, as usual, and you are looking very summery indeed. I think you've been away on holiday, maybe got a tan. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm here to talk about an old track that never saw the light of day and to expose it to the light just for a couple of moments before we move on to the next thing. But also, I just want to pause for a second and say, see this over here. I'm still gloating. I'm sorry about this. It's been, best part of a year and I'm still doing it. See this over here. This came from YouTube when I got to 100,000 subscribers, which I have to say pretty much blew my small mind into about 1,000 smithereens. Those of you who've been kind of watching and, following along carefully or even carelessly might realize now that I'm on the verge, really on the verge of 200,000 subscribers. I don't really know what to say. I could just sort of sit here maybe weeping for about 10 minutes and then we could just call it a day, but I don't think that's very entertaining. So I just want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't subscribed, don't be the last. You'll be such a fool. I'm just trying to help. And if you have, thanks a million. Well, thanks 200,000. And let's keep going. So in this episode, I want to go back to an old song. This is quite interesting, actually, because I was thinking of going back to a different old song. And then as I looked through the list, which has got really a lot of old songs, I found this one and I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't even remember writing this. I don't remember anything much about this. So I played it a couple of times and tried to kind of recall what frame of mind I might have been in when I wrote it. All I can tell you is I dug up the words. It is 2 years old, so it's not like it was written in the dawn of time. It's 2 years ago. It follows on quite well from talking about monsters last week, which is the new Gold Hawk Foxes single, which I hope you've gone to listen to, because this one is called Your Nightmare, and it's a bit along the same lines, subject-wise. It's not far off. So Your Nightmare is one of those kind of, I hope you're having nightmares about me songs. So it was written a couple of years ago. And I guess what I want to say about this is, we've talked about this before, but in writing enough songs that are going to be good enough to make an album, and I'm always imagining an album as being about 12 songs. It doesn't have to be. It could be 10. It could be 15. I wouldn't go much beyond that because I think it's just too much to take on. For the audience, that is. I think if you're going to write, let's call it 12, for an album that are going to be good enough and you're going to feel really confident that that's, you're putting your best foot forward and that's the best you can offer at that particular time, I would say for those 12, you've probably got to have written close to 30 or 40, so that really you're kind of selecting 1 in 3 to go on your album. Now, look, I don't count this up as I'm going along. I don't think, right, let's sit down today and write a not very good one. That'll be one of the ones that I don't put on the album. It doesn't work like that. I think you come to every song wanting to put your best foot forward, wanting it to be, the biggest hit that mankind has ever known. And then somewhere along the way, reality kicks in and you think, I'm not sure about this. There's something not quite right about it. It might be something not quite right about the melody, the arrangement, the production, the words. I think any of those things can put you off pursuing it. And in a way, that's quite right. Any of those things should put you off pursuing it. So, because all those things have got to come together in perfect harmony to make it kind of work, don't they? And you know that as well as I do. The history is littered with those artists who sort of found it difficult to self-edit. I always think about Prince, for example. Prince, who had such fantastic outputs in the 80s, by the 90s, kind of slightly spoiled it by releasing so much. And, he wasn't averse to putting a triple album out and then following it up with another double album, those kind of things. and it was just kind of too much material, and it felt like it hadn't all gone through the kind of quality edit check that maybe he'd used in the 80s. It somehow had eluded him. Now, look, I know sometimes, artists go through good periods and bad periods. And I also know that actually, after Prince died, I think they found a massive amount of Prince material in the Prince vaults. So it's not like he was really putting everything out, but it did sort of feel like he'd lost his quality control somewhat. So I think it's the onus is on all of us to be ruthless, I think, and to finish a song and maybe park it for a while, carry on the next song, and then when you go back to it, I think then you have a much better idea of how it stands up, alongside other things you're writing. In that moment when you've just finished it, and we've talked about this before, probably right back on the very first episode, about how it's so difficult to be objective about the last thing you wrote. And that never changes, I don't think. I think you've got to, write it, finish it, pop it on the shelf briefly, carry on with other things, and then assess it when basically you've cooled down, you've got a cool head, and you're not being so ridiculous. And that's unfortunately how I worked it out for myself. I was just too hot-headed about the thing I'd just done, loved it so much that in fact, I could just put it out immediately and expect the world to change. And it takes a day or two to realise that that's complete nonsense. So this song, Your Nightmare, I don't want to talk to you much about it. We don't have to analyse it too much. All I would say is here and there's some nice words. It has, baby, do you see my face when you close your eyes? Don't scream if I'm in your daydream. I'll probably be in disguise. Did you think you might get away with it? Well, not a bit. Oh, what planet did you think I'm from? Now, that's interesting because I think I've used that whole what planet do you think I'm from probably several more times in different songs, because once I'd parked this, then of course this is game to be, pulled apart and the best bits used elsewhere, and that's perfectly okay. But I've just got to be careful that I don't release a whole bunch of songs that all have the same little line about what planet do you think I'm from. It's a nice line, but you don't want to overuse it, do you? And there was another line I quite liked on this. How do your anxieties manifest? You can tell me everything, get it off your chest. I think telling the truth might just be best. Oh, what exactly do you want from me? To be together, but to still be free. I quite like that. It's quite fun. Okay, let's just move on to the substance. I'll put you out of your misery. And here is a 2-year-old song that is going to remain unreleased. I know I've had that whole series of unreleased tracks. Oh, and I would say this one thing. As I get to the point of putting a new album out, what it does is it shakes up another load of unreleased tracks, because I've decided on these ones going on the album, which means these ones over here suddenly become the rejects, and they can be unreleased tracks and have their own little moment of sunshine over the next year or two. So look, that's it. I'll be back with other more new material next time round as we get ready for the first release from album 8, which is going to be coming out not too long from now. So here it is, Your Nightmare. I thank you for watching. I thank you particularly for subscribing. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Baby, do you see my face when you close your eyes? Don't scream if I'm in your daydream. I'll probably be in disguise. Baby, do you see my face when you close your eyes? 'Cause I'm there in your nightmare. I'm coming after you for telling all those lies. Did you think you might get away with it? Well, not a bit. think I was such a fool I wouldn't notice it? Oh, what planet did you think I'm from? I never ever did you wrong. So now I want to know what's going on. Baby, I'm haunting you when you close your eyes. I've been there in a daydream. You know I love a surprise. Baby, do you fear the night when you close your eyes? I'm there in a nightmare. I'm still around at sunrise. So how do your anxieties manifest? Get it off your chest. I think telling the truth might just be best. Or what exactly do you want from me? To be together but to still be free. You thought you'd manage it all so perfectly. You can take it from me, this isn't over yet. And now I think you can see I won't forgive or forget. Your denials don't ring true. I think you know that I'm onto you. You tell me that I'm talking nonsense. I think you've got a guilty conscience. Baby, you see my face when you close your eyes. And don't scream if I'm in a daydream. I'll probably be in disguise. Baby,